Alright guys, so we got some new projects. I'm going to show you what happened to the SS12 that was in the past video. We'll do that at a later time, but it turned out pretty good. This is my all original SS12 we're planning on cleaning up and getting running again. But the talk of the town, the star of the show, is Kaylin's tractor. So, I don't know if you remember, Andy brought this one from Texas. So it was restored a while ago, and that's what you can see, the baby blue paint. But Kaylin fell in love with it, so we're going to drop some pictures of what it used to look like. And then what we did. But the whole front frame has been painted, the engine's been painted to look distressed just like the rest of it. And we did convert it to an ST16 engine. It didn't have a gas tank, it didn't have this battery tray, it didn't have any wiring harness to it. The grill's different because the other grill is messed up. That's actually off of her glitter tractor. So we're slowly just knocking the ugly off and making things work. All these levers were frozen. We got all the pieces working on it and lubed up and working. Thanks to Rooney, we got the transmission serviced. I did what you said. We filled it up and it puked out a little bit, and everything seems to work great. So that's been serviced. And now we know that that works fine. Got a new belt on it, if she goes to this side. So what we had to do to make this conversion happen is we had an ST16 donor tractor from a long time ago. So we have the front clip off of an ST16. The battery tray is out of an SS15 with a Briggs engine. And then this is the engine off the ST16, which also donated the wiring harness. So the whole shebang is basically ST16. The gas tank's off of something that has the petcock in the back to match the SS15 battery tray. And the wiring and everything works. The cigarette lighter works, everything. I got everything working. I don't know if it charges yet because we haven't played around enough. But if anybody that knows overhead valve engines really well, we're having some oil blowout on this port here. A little bit more than normal, I would say. But it also hasn't been ran. I bought this motor off an older gentleman. He planned on putting it in a Cup Cadet, but it never happened, so he sold it to me. And then I had let it sit around for probably 2 or 3 years now. But it's also backfiring out through the carburetor every so often. It isn't consistent. It could run for 30 seconds and do it one time. It could run for 2 minutes and not do it at all. I did adjust the valves. We looked up the spec on that. It was 5 and 10. I think I made them a little bit looser because I was fearing that the valves were hanging open too long. So I think the intake's set at a tight 6 and a tight 11 on the exhaust. So 6 and 11 basically. When I was tuning it, the air filter was off because this air filter is kind of just to keep the rodents or dust or whatever out of it while I'm working. So this is off when I was tuning it. It ran better when it had a fuel pump. I'm going to have to add a fuel pump, but the old fuel pump was dried up inside. When I went to go service her to look at it, it got mangled up. But also the 3-point hitch on the back, if you want to show them that. That's off of, I don't even know where I picked this up, but she liked it because it's pretty ratty too. But it has the ball attachment somebody put on. They welded that on. It's actually done okay. And then we got the better center link. But a long handle 3-point hitch, if anybody's wondering, clears the hydro fenders. A regular one like on the SS12 here doesn't. So luckily we have a couple of them, so I guess that's the trick. You need a older or a later long handle one to work. But we're slowly getting there. We're not going to restore this one. We got to find, I have a cover for this, and we got to make a shifter plate. And we're probably going to put a new sticker on there, and then she'll probably scratch it up and make it to where it looks old and everything. But it's basically just going to be a mechanically sound working machine that just looks ugly, but we did it on purpose. So it's turning out pretty cool. It definitely was one that I was on the fence of even fixing it in general. So if you don't like what she's doing with it, it probably would have had a worse life if she wouldn't have done anything. But we got all the tie rod ends. I know the tie rod ends are flipped, but it works, so I might not change that. They're all brand new. Somebody did that a while ago, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So probably leave that alone, and the drag link needs greased. And we got a new pivot bolt in the front already. While we had the front frame off, we serviced everything in there. So all in all, it's coming along. And then this one, I bought, this was in a real long ago video, if people remember. This was the guy that brought it from West Virginia. And it was a smoking hot deal. And he told me the engine was junk, but I didn't believe him. So it is junk. I buffed the hood and cleaned a bunch of stuff up. But this is the engine off of an ST12, and I got to swap the cylinder head or do something to get the tin work on it. And this carburetor needs a little bit of tweaking. But when I got it, didn't have that seat. I have a couple original seats off other machines I've bought that were in way worse shape, so that fits this tractor pretty well. Has all the original grip tape on it still. So, but it's a pretty honest machine. The dash is nice. Cigarette lighter, I got everything working on this. The headlights have power to them, but obviously the hood's off of it, so they're not working at this time. This cover wasn't on it, but I bought that off eBay, so we have an original cover to put on it. But I decided to paint the engine block black and then put the original tin work back on it. So it'll still look old, but as it ages, the block will get uglier and you won't even tell. But that's what we got going on. The rusty SS12 does run and everything, and we'll have an update video on that soon, but it left and this one replaced it. So we did a lot of moving tractors around all in one day, so we didn't have time to take video of it, but that one turned out pretty nice, the rusty SS12 from a couple videos ago. But that's where we're at, and you'll be seeing more of this guy soon. Hopefully you guys have some information on why that's leaking oil, and also what to do about if the valves are okay and everything. So it should turn out pretty good. So talk to you guys later.